Hi, my name is Kerem Erdem and this is my Tech Takes a Break. I am in the generative AI business, specialized in synthetic data. Normally, companies cannot share the data of their customers, their employees, or healthcare institutions cannot share the data of their patients and clinical trials. So what synthetic data does is it takes the original data, trains its AI models with it, and then creates a virtual twin or a statistically representative twin out of the data. I first started with a startup and we sold it to Ericsson in Turkey. I came to Austria with Ericsson, but after some time I made a change and I said, okay, this time it needs to be something really on the edge. I think AI will make us like superhumans. Now today, anyone can code because you ask something and then you get the outcome, the program. Moving to open source was, of course, a bold move for us as a company. Everyone is asking, how are you going to grow? How are you going to make money? And so on. So we always thought that we need to democratize all the data that is sitting in all these companies, big institutions. We said, okay, let's make a bold move. And let's make our already leading synthetic data solution be part of the community. This is how our product will grow, and it will become better and better every day. Open source is the one which will always grow. But of course, you need to have the feeling to select the right one. For example, there are so many open source software and libraries which people cannot live without. That was also one of the reasons why we went open source. It takes away the friction of trying to install stuff, trying to use stuff. For the young generation, they should follow their passion. You have to learn, you have to follow the news, but this is not going to be, again, 9 to 5. So you will spend a lot of time. And you can only spend a lot of time into something that you love. You need to make sure that in your vacations, you spend time with your passion. So with motorbikes, I learned how to challenge the nature. With sailing, I learned how to respect the nature. And with paintings, I learned how to observe the nature. From Istanbul, we were going to sail to the Tassos Island in Greece, and our engine stopped. And we also smelled something almost burning, but it's a sailing boat. So that was at midnight, and then what we did was we just sailed to the next marina. So we arrived at the marina at 3 o'clock, and then they brought us into the marina. We had to change the broken part of the engine the next day, and then we went to Greece. Painting from your imagination is not that easy. Sometimes I paint a portrait of a movie star that I like. Sometimes I see a good photo that I did, and then I want to have a painting version of it. I don't specifically fixate myself to the result, but to the journey. And that gives me the most joy, seeing the evolution of it. This is my favorite painting. Took me around 55 hours. It was a learning experience. I mean, now it looks good and satisfactory from my end. Over time, I made it more detailed and better. If you're curious about something, just go and read, just go and watch. And then you will understand that, okay, I can do that. I personally do not believe too much in talent. I believe in patience. Meaning that I wasn't drawing very well when I was small, but patience and curiosity together, I think, builds the talent.